And we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. Today I have one of our repeated guests, actually probably one of my first guests I ever had on the show. We've been doing the Thoughts Over Thoughts series for quite some time, at least about a year now, right, Willie?
Yeah, it's going on about a year, bro.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, welcome to the show, bro. How's everything with you?
Good, fam. Great to be back. I know a few guys kind of requested to me to come back on from your community and kind of give them updates regarding Mexico. So much appreciated. Um, it's glad to hear that you're doing well, man. Continue the great work for travelers, especially Black travelers, man, and just keep living, bro.
Man, appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. You putting in some work as well, man. You give us a lot of good information about Mexico.
Facts.
Yeah. When was your last trip to Mexico?
The last trip I went to Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mazatlan, and I did 2 trips to Mexicali.
Okay,
So
okay.
this next one coming up is going to be Acapulco and Cuernavaca, which is just
Nice,
outside of Mexico City.
nice, man. I can't wait to come out there and visit, man. We got to do either you come here first or I come there first, but we got to figure it
I
out.
know it's tough, man. I might come down there to Medellin in December, but it's all love down there. So, just hopefully with this whole COVID situation clears up, can allow me to move a little bit more without having restrictions. And that's kind of the good thing about Mexico as well.
Mm-hmm. Nice, man. So was it it's the COVID? Because I know right now Colombia is wide open right now. There's no restrictions whatsoever. Is Mexico pretty much open as well?
Yeah, Mexico's definitely open. You can cross the border. I know a lot of guys ask questions in regards to, hey, is the border closed? Let me tell you this. If you're going to Tijuana, the border is never closed. No matter what you hear on the internet or the rumors you heard, that border stays open 24 hours no matter what. Unless we have a war with Mexico, that place is always going to be open. What they are probably going to request is a tourist visa, which is $30, and that's good for, I want to say 6 months, 6 or 9 months. And then you can cross that anywhere, anytime, and you're good. Honestly, you don't even have to bring your passport once you have that little tourist visa if you cross to Mexico.
Oh, that's interesting. So the tourist visa is a separate document? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so right now, Mexico is not open for quote unquote tourism. So what they'll make you do is get the tourist visa when you cross the border, and you pay the fee. The visa's good, and then you'll be able to come back to Mexico without any problems for the next 6 months with that visa. If you don't have it, then technically they can deny you going into Mexico.
Nice, man. Let me give a shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to my guy MJ Hines III. Said shout out to QB Willie B. We got Virgil in the building. He said we in here. Shout out to OG 1917 QB the Slayer of Black QB Willie, the Slayer of Black Manosphere dating coaches.
Right.
Brother with Charles Sports. Man, so let's go ahead and get to the subject. We got about 55 in the room. Please do me a favor, hit that like button when you come on in.
My bad.
So yeah, man. So the funny thing is, all right, me and you did a show about these guys. What, about 6 months ago, maybe? I think I was still in the States when we did this show about them. No, I was here.
Yeah, about 6 to 8 months. That's roughly more or less.
Yeah, and we pretty much kind of exposed them then, but now, so just for preference, guys, Passport Bros exposed these fresh and fit guys six months ago. We had hella receipts. We showed a few of the receipts. because we wanted them to start to keep, the passport dudes' names out their mouth. So we held on most of the receipts that we had, but we already had exposed them a little bit. Now, as you know, the Fresh and Fit guys have been totally exposed. And hey, we hit it first, right, Willie?
Facts. I pressed these guys kind of on the black pill side, and with MGTOW Dictionary, when he had his channel, we would roast these guys every Saturday night. So if I wasn't traveling, I just did it for entertainment. But yeah, it's real. Guys need to understand is, look, we know what they're doing in terms of, portraying a lifestyle that's basically not even real. And in regards to their services that they quote unquote provide men, is not beneficial compared to having a passport and having more options. And what they teach is not to get outside the matrix, whereas we're all open, no matter what type of lifestyle that you want to choose to live, pay to play. If you want to go out and hunt, if you want the girlfriend experience, it's all available. But of course, we already know the dating coach is going to have you to think here and to play the game here, and we already know the game is rigged.
Yeah, man, most definitely. I was telling a friend of mine, he was talking about maybe having us collab with them guys. I'm like, that would never work because we'll take all their market share away. Like, they would never, ever, and I've asked to come on all their shows. They would never, ever let me or any brother with a passport come on their shows, bro. It's not going to happen.
Facts.
Because we actually offered, the problem with that I see, the main problem is a lot of those guys show no receipts whatsoever. And it's really difficult for me to figure out how they get such a huge following, but they never show any receipts. And they got exposed because they was portraying themselves to be good with women, yet they outsource a guy to hire to attract women to their TV show. So if you're supposed to have a high aptitude of communication with women, but yet you have to hire another guy, the real guy that goes to actually communicate with the show. To me, that's a problem when you're supposed to be a dating coach, bro. You're not supposed to. That's like you selling yourself as like the top tier basketball coach, but you don't really coach. You let somebody else do the coaching for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. Like you're basically, again, self-portraying a lifestyle that you're not living. But we call this from the start because, again, it's like if you think about their setup, they're in Miami. They're able to get guests to come on their show. There are a lot of women, a lot of thoughts in Miami, so they'll do anything for attention and entertainment. So the setup was good, but where Miami failed was you got to pay the wolf. And if you don't pay the wolf is going to eat you. And that's how you see he had the fallout with his boy Allende. And speaking of Allende, that guy is actually in Mexico City right now, and he's telling brothers to learn Spanish. So habla español, learn your Spanish, es muy importante. And he says, go ahead and explore the Latin women. So that's going to be a death sentence to a lot of dating coaches because he was from the Fashion Fit family. Now his subs are up, and he's in Mexico City right now. And the baddie that he had was a Colombian girl. And he's like, yeah, brothers, start traveling. And of course, we know the dating coach is not going to give you that option. He's going to shame traveling, and he's also going to shame P2P.
And I know that the big subject in the manosphere right now is, I guess Kevin said to the show maybe a week or so ago, and he was saying what he would do if he started traveling to other countries. Did you see that little clip? I think you shared it with me.
Yes. And it definitely took a huge divide in the manosphere because obviously Kevin Samuels, and I'm going to be honest, he's not my favorite content creator. I have my oppositions against him as well. However, he was very, very authentic in that video in regards to telling brothers, look, when it comes to this whole game BS, there's a lot of men that they don't have time chasing women. They don't have time for flaking. They don't have time to go out on dates like that and the expensive dinners. And they just want to get straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
And co-signing on the P2P is just like, whoa, now your boy Lucario's writing a book now, man. He's coming out with a book that looks don't matter. And he made 3 or 4 videos in regards to Kevin Samuels co-signing for pay to play. And of course they want to hype it up and say, well, it's going to be a lot of money if you do it here in the States. What, $500, and how many times you're going to do that?
Yeah, I think Lucario said $50,000 a year.
Right. We all know that brothers ain't doing that, and we're going to do it where it's legal outside the country, and we'll be happy to take that $125 flight from Miami to Colombia, or myself. I don't have to fly when I cross the border, so really there's no fee. It's just $20 on some gas, and boom, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's very interesting how that is really dividing up that manosphere. That again, when you have the option of P2P, it deletes the need for a dating coach and promoting game.
Not only that, man, it defeats, just having a passport defeats the dating coach in general. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the reality is, man, and I don't know if you've seen it. Have you ever heard of Gorgeous Dre?
No, I haven't heard of that guy. No.
Okay, Gorgeous Dre was in the infamous documentary by the Hughes brothers. I believe it was American Pimp, if I'm not mistaken. You remember that documentary, American Pimp, by the Hughes brothers? It was big back in the day. It was about pimping and everything. And now he's beefing with Kevin Samuels. So he's trying to beef with Kevin Samuels. But I kind of told him today, I was like, yo, Kevin Samuels not going to address you. He's been trying to kind of get on Kevin Samuels' show and whatnot. But I'm like, bro, this the thing. All right. He made a statement back in the day saying that he feels like he's on the same level as these Fortune 500 CEOs because he can manipulate a woman into getting money out of them, right? And in my head, I'm like, no. Listen, the thing about pimping, you're not doing anything different than some of these guys in these bad neighborhoods and these barrios manipulating a little young girl to go out there and do her thing, right? So you can't put yourself on the level of a businessman who makes money and resources. The little money that he's trickling out to that girl is pennies to him, bro. You see what I'm saying? Right. So Kevin Samuels is not going to address a guy like you because you're simply not on the type of mental level. Because you might be manipulating a few women here and there to make your little scruples, but you're talking about men that employ people, men that build, men that take care of hundreds of people in these buildings, right? CEOs, CFOs. These are the leaders of a nation, bro. That they run society. They're top of the pecking order. So you can't put yourself on that same level. And the thing about it is, we all know if you have a business, bro, there's no way you're going to have time to put in the effort to run game on these women, which really you just trying to manipulate these women in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. So again, with the whole following is their target market is basically guys between the ages of 18 and 25.
Right.
And they don't know anything about this. They don't know anything about the whole passport life. It's mainly guys, to be honest, I want to say it's like a 30 and over, So when you have guys in their younger 20s struggling to meet women, struggling to have a relationship, and they come across a dating coach and they're telling you can do this, you can do that, you need game, you need to do this. And again, the results don't work because otherwise you wouldn't have an incel, a group of men that are involuntarily not having sex. So when they know about the passport and they've seen the receipts, because that's the key difference. these PUAs, they're not showing the receipts. They're not showing the lifestyle. Anybody can click on your channel and see, wow, this brother's really doing it. Mm-hmm. They can click on another traveler's channel, but like, man, this brother's really doing it. One master teacher, they can click on his channel. Wow, he's really doing it. And again, it's valid proof and it's facts, you know. And that's the part that they don't like a guy like me, is because I can back it up with the receipts. You know, I used to be out in the field, you know. I don't have a problem dating women here in the States, but again, what's the quality that we're getting? It's either going to be a single mother, a feminist, a woman that's overweight, a woman that's in debt, or the combination of the four that I just mentioned. So why would I settle with a non-traditional woman here in the States when the laws are against me? That makes absolutely no sense. So I'd rather build myself up in terms of saving money, investing, learning from other Black men, and expanding, you know, your social network. You know, a lot of these brothers, I ain't gonna lie, man, when you get to these countries, you need to make friends with the locals. Guys, girls, whoever. Definitely. Make friends with the locals. Your Uber driver, the guy at the restaurant, hell, the guy at the cleaners, you know, the bartender. Make friends with the locals, because when you do that, your experience is going to get better. And again, you're going to get that local treatment, which that's why I enjoy traveling so much, bro.
Yeah, most definitely. It's definitely a life-changing experience. And I love to see more brothers getting their passports and traveling, man. And it's enough, thanks enough. When I run into guys all the time in Medellin, they say, hey, man, you're the reason I got my passport. You're the reason I'm out here. I'm like, I appreciate that. That's thanks enough for me, man, because I know what we go through as men in America. It can be very difficult, man. And you need your breaks, bro. You need to be able to walk around and feel like a normal person. You know what I'm saying? It's very important to your mental. And on top of, if you're a hardworking guy, man, you work hard, you deserve a good woman in your life, bro. And I know we talk about different ways to, you know, attract women, approach women, however you decide to date women, that's on you as a man. But there's some good, solid women out here overseas, bro, that can really help you submit your legacy. And that's the type of information we try to get out there to the people. I want to cover this $2 super chat by my brother James Best. I appreciate that, bro. With $2 super chat, I appreciate you. I got another super chat also by my guy Jonathan Coper. Appreciate that $2 super chat, my man. Appreciate that. Now, you actually have somewhat of a behind the scenes situation with Fresh and Fit, right?
Right, yeah.
Now, they kind of mentioned this in their explanation video, but I'll let you go ahead and set it on up about this party, what happened with this party.
Right. So they had a subscriber party, I think over 100,000 subscribers, and they did a party in Miami. So one of the, you know, he's into the travel community, you know, he's anonymous, went to the party. But again, you know how much they charge for this, bro? $500. Okay. Do you know how much money that is just to go to a party, brother? You know, club entry is what the most I think you pay in Vegas. It's probably $100, and even then, that's really pricey. But you know, it's going to be baddies if you decide to pay that price. This gentleman paid that price. The party wasn't cracking, turned up to what it was supposed to be, and it just shows the grift between Myron and Fresh. That there were no girls there. It was ghetto. It was ratchet. They had to pay for drinks as well.
Wait a minute. $500 to get into this party, and you still got to pay for drinks, and there's no girls there. But you're supposed to be a dating coach, though. Yeah. You're supposed to have girls on deck.
Right. So they didn't have the girls on deck. You had to pay for drinks. It was at a, you know, hole-in-the-wall type of place. But here's the thing. Myron and Fresh didn't even show up with any women. So, you know, if a party fails, if you're a real player, yo, let me just call up, you know, some chicks that I've been messing with, tell them to bring their friends or whatever. These guys didn't even pick up on women. So you never know who's going to pay for these tickets. And you got guys flying from out of town. So you got guys that are trying to see what, you know, you and Fresh do and want to know that, okay, is this DMs on demand that you're selling for $700? Is this working? Is your Myron charges $500 an hour for one-on-one consulting? Is it what you're telling your guys? Is it working? So when you're at a party, bro, you got your subscribers watching what you and Fresh are doing. And if you're not interacting with the women or picking up on women, that looks bad on you. So that's what kind of happened there. You know, the brother can definitely come on here and explain it a little bit furthermore, but he was very dissatisfied with the preaching that Myron does on his streams in regards to what you need to do to attract women. And again, I called Fresh and Fit like all the dating coaches on their bullshit from day one. So this is nothing new to me. And, you know, if you guys said, man, why you don't like these dudes or why you don't like these dating coaches? Again, I like to roast them for entertainment, okay? Entertainment purposes only, okay? Because none of these niggas is living my life, all right?
Right, exactly.
They live in the travel game. They got to be on these streams for 5 and 10 hours. Not by choice. This is their living, okay? And as a result, they don't get to do anything else, okay? So, you know, with this, we have our balance. You know, this is like a hobby or whatever, but it's good to educate men. So that's what happened. That's what happened.
So he gets there to the party. He pays $500 to get in. Did he say was there a lot of brothers there? Was a lot of guys there? Like who are these? Their base? You think is it mostly white, black?
I think it's a mixture. I believe there was some guys that were trying to be like YouTube content creators, so they seen it as an opportunity to kind of network. And then you did have some guys that they want to learn game. They want to know that what Myron and Fresh is portraying in their lifestyle is it actually real. So you literally have fans live want to watch you see and pick up women. So you had a group of those guys, and then you just have guys that are just, you know, normal fans more or less. But again, it was very disorganized, and the party wasn't what it's supposed to be. And then now you've seen the fallout with all the accusations from Myron and Fresh.
That's amazing, man. You know, I just want to put things in perspective with this $500 real quick. I want to talk about value for one quick moment. Now, Black Men Travels is having our first annual Black Men Travels takeover in Sosua. All right. Now, for this group trip, for this 4-day event, we're charging $250, bro. $250. With that $250, you're gonna get a private pool party with a lot of beautiful Dominican women. All right, that's number one. Let me go back real quick. First, you're gonna start off with the welcome dinner, right? So that dinner is already paid for when you touch down. All right, then you're gonna go out and have a good time partying that night. Second day, you have a private pool party. All right, like I say, it's a special event. I'm just gonna put it out there that it's a special event because it's YouTube. So it'll be some special things going on at this private pool party. You've been in DR, you kind of know what I mean. On top of that,
a mango buffet full of mangoes, right?
There you go. All right. Once again, value. On top of having a yacht party to finish it all off. So you're getting a private yacht, all right? You get a private event at an all-adult resort called Envy out there. Beautiful women everywhere. All right, you're getting all that value for $250. That's a 4-day event that we stretched out that money, bro. All right, because we want brothers to enjoy themselves, have fun. If it's their first time, they can make connections, and we can teach them how to move, and they're gonna have a great time just linking up with other brothers that travel the world. So that's what all you get for half the cost of $500, which was, I'm sure, was a few hours event with no girls there.
Facts.
So that just lets you know the type of value that the Passport Bros are trying to give to brothers. All right, it's not even a big profit margin on this. We just want to get brothers out the States, come and enjoy and have some fun, man.
Right. Yeah. So you brothers that are definitely considering going to the DR, hit Aaron up on that. I mean, I can't tell you how great that's going to be. And also with $500, you can definitely do 2-for-1s in Mexico with a shorty, including hotel. Okay, this includes your hotel. I think I did Cabo. I got a trip coming up to Cabo. I believe I might go in November, but it's a 4-star resort, 2-for-1. Okay, all you can eat, all you can drink for 5 days, 4 nights, 500. Yeah, so
amazing.
So
much more value. So much more value that the Passport Bros offer, right?
Facts, bro. Facts.
It's amazing, man. It is amazing. Now, did he say anything else about the party? Because he actually met them guys. We will bring him on, but I think the guy said he's busy. So
right. So yeah, the party wasn't what it's supposed to be. He talked to Myron. He talked to Fresh. He actually told Myron that, look, man, instead of giving me a refund, because I think Myron offered him like a partial refund, he was just like, hey, man, I want you to spend time with the guys that are here and help them out, because he kind of wanted to see if what Fresh and Fit is really doing is real, what they say that they're doing based on their shows. So he wanted to provide that value for the following. And he said Myron looked at him like he was crazy, like, hell no. You know what I mean? So again, it's the manipulation. It's deceiving impressionable minds that come to Fresh and Fit. And unfortunately, it was just more so of a money grab, just like how they do with everything over there, with these dating coaches. And that was a result of his experience with Fresh and Fit, unfortunately.
Okay. Hey, Goose, are you there? I want to see if this guy's there.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? So this is the brother that was actually at the Fresh and Fit event. You can give us the play-by-play now, bro.
Okay. I mean, I can. Where do you want me to start?
You start at the very beginning, pulling up. Well, first, hold on. I gotta go back. I ain't trying to blast you or nothing, bro. But what made you decide to go to the event? I want to know that first.
Absolutely. That's actually probably the best question that no one has asked. Because as everything that you guys laid out is with $500, you could do so much. I was just doing a quick calculation right now about there's a party coming up. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like sort of like a single ladies party. Now, obviously, gentlemen can attend, but women are encouraged to dress in black if they're in a relationship, in white if they're single. All right, that's the theme of the party. It's about it costs about like $5 to go in. So I'm in Colombia, by the way, right? So if you can think about $5 for gentlemen to get in a party that's already advertised to set up women for them. No dating coaches, nobody else in the middle. I mean, to me, that's just funny because you're talking about with $500, I'm $5, I can chip $5 away from that, right? And I'm in the door with unbelievably gorgeous women. Is already signaled who's available and who's not. And then from there, I got $495 to either go towards drinks, towards whatever, right? I mean, $500 can get you such a long way with beautiful women, great environment. This is anything you want. So I definitely want to put that out there that I'm very, very well aware. I've been very well aware for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do abroad with $500.
Mm-hmm.
That gets into me answering a question. Why on earth would anybody even consider spending because it's already clear, right, that I could find the party for $5
Mm-hmm.
where all the women would be lined up, and I see the women walking around the street and everything, and I know who's going.
Mm-hmm.
To go to a party for $500 is inconceivable, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, what I was telling QB was that I was at a crossroads. At some point, let's say several months earlier, I was curious about Fresh and Fit. Why? Because they did show some of their lifestyle, or at least what they pretend to show was their lifestyle on Instagram. So I thought to myself, okay, maybe these guys understand how to create the lifestyle and the network. Now we didn't see any receipts, them kissing girls, them being able to pull them, all the receipts that we should, the way we would share receipts in the travel community is very clear, right? This is who I'm with, this girl's interested in me, etc. They weren't showing any of that, so I never believed them from day one that they were ever going to be able to pull that. But the thing that I thought was, okay, if they have an understanding of how to make lifestyle possible in the US to that degree, maybe I could just pick up some things, learn it along the way, and apply it to my travels. One thing that I didn't realize was that they were very much against traveling, right? That would, for I think reasons that you outlined, would kill their business model. And it was kind of out of convenience. Like, so I already thought that the 500 was a ridiculous price from the very get-go for any party or even anything. Just to do even like a workshop didn't make too much sense. Mm-hmm. But what drove me to it was that, like I said, I was in a crossroads. So I had discovered the black pill, and the black made massive sense to me. I mean, it wasn't even making like a little sense. It was like almost case closed. But I didn't know anybody in the black pill community. I didn't really know if these guys had if they understood what the red pill community was like or game. So what I did was I kind of was playing between both sides to see who is telling the truth, right? I wasn't trying to work against either side. I just wanted to know who's telling the truth. Black pill, red pill. Huh?
Okay, cool. So you pull up to the party, and what happens, man? When you first get there, what went down?
It was just bullshit. I mean, it was probably the worst party that I've ever been to.
The worst party you've ever been to? Oh, man. That's crazy. Well, was it any? Hold on. That's what I was going to ask you. So there was no girls whatsoever at these guys' party. Okay,
let me be as accurate as I can be. So they're about, let's say, like, I want to say maybe there were at the most in one given moment like 25 or 30 girls.
Okay.
Now, right. the thing is that with those 25 or 30 girls that we're talking about, those 25, 30 girls were girls who included the bartenders. So the ones who were, actually, they were from the podcast from the night before.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, they just hired these girls from the podcast and was like, just come, we'll pay you to be a bartender. They were nice girls, but they weren't even my type. I don't think they were that attractive, especially coming from South America. There's no way they even compared. But then they had a lot of girls from the podcast. I don't know if they paid them or what they did to try to get them to the party. Mm-hmm. But it was very clear that when they showed up, they were there to have their pictures taken. They were there to briefly talk with a couple of guys. And then they were basically there to dip out.
That's how they do it.
Deuces.
And let me get something straight. So even when you pay the $500, you still had to pay for drinks there as well?
Sorry about that. Yeah. Initially, what happened was when the party was starting, I think it was like around 10 p.m., they were charging for drinks. And actually, when some of the other subs were saying, yeah, I guess, we have to pay for drinks. I don't know what it is about them. Maybe they were shy. Maybe they felt intimidated. But I was like, there's no way. Except for one of the subs he was not having it. But between the two of us, we were like, nah, there's no way we're taking this. So I actually went over to Fresh and I was like, look, Fresh, what's going on? And he kept telling me, well, I'm busy right now. I said, no. You got to check this out. It was very clear multiple times, different podcasts, and even speaking to you directly, that drinks and everything were included. So you cannot come with this like all of a sudden, drinks are not included and we got to pay for it. I wasn't having it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And he said he was too busy, so he knew what was going on.
Absolutely.
And you met Fresh and Fit. What was the vibe you got from them, man? Were they friendly to you guys? I mean, you guys paid quite a bit of money to link up with them.
I mean, to be honest, at the very beginning, like the very first time that I met them, they were very friendly. Actually, and this is an important point because when it came to the whole listening to MD and on his streams and everybody, roasting Fresh and Fit, I thought I didn't know what to think because I wasn't really quite seeing any of the stuff that they were saying, even from the inside initially. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to verify a lot of that stuff. So when they were initially very nice, I thought to myself, these guys are actually pretty cool. I think the black pill folks are wrong about them. That's what I initially thought because they were like Fresh was actually a very cool guy. Myron was a very cool guy at the very beginning. But it wasn't really, the problem wasn't that they were unfriendly or they were disrespectful during that time. It was once I started questioning why they had a failure in the party, once they felt like the business and everything that they preached was threatened by my questions, that's when they completely changed as people.
Oh, wow. So they switched it up on you, huh?
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to say that they got like overly rude or disrespectful, but what did happen was they started getting a lot more defensive, and then Myron specifically took me to the side. He didn't do this with anybody else. He took me aside to try to gauge where I was at. And what QB said is right. I basically said, look, I'm pretty upset, but if you work with these men, because what mattered to me was the principle of it. These men are really, some of them are really struggling. Some of them had been through divorces. Some of them had really bad breakups. Some of them were incels. There's a pretty sizable amount of their fan base who are incels who think that they really do have a chance they think they have a chance through a game. And I eventually had to tell some of these people, like, look, you might have to travel. You have to get out of where you are because you're not going to solve that issue easily through game. You could potentially solve it through game, but you're going to have to put in a lot of work. So as I started, I mean, for me, the big problem was exactly what QB said earlier. If you are such a player, you have such a nice game, you know what you're doing. Why were there no women there? You got to explain that.
Exactly. Hey, man, let me catch these super chats and we'll get right back into it, man. I want to give a shout out to Yokohama 1949 for the $4.99 super chat. He says, keep up the positivity. I appreciate that, my guy. I also have, my dude, Xavier Lancaster with a $9.99 super chat. He said, I see you brothers in the DR. QB, are you familiar with Xavier, man? He used to got us always in Eastern Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, we did a Patreon video together, man.
Okay.
Really good dude, man. He has a lot of good information about Eastern Europe and Bulgaria and Eastern Russia and all that good stuff, man.
Nice.
Shout out to AI Twins with the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that, my guys. He says, I'm already knowing that the party was going to be bad. Should have been at an Airbnb that accepts parties or a session in the club. Brazil trip coming up soon. Shout out to you, bro.
Nice.
Shout out to you. Brazil's going to change your life, man. Most definitely. So, Goose, so it's the end of the party. Did you feel like you wanted a refund on that money?
Oh, I definitely wanted a refund. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, "What is this BS?" But for me, again, it's not so much the money as much as it is the end goal, right? So, if game really does work, and it is, I mean, we're not talking about like we took an incel and we put them to try to spit game like the first time and it failed. We're talking about guys who claim to be masters at this. They're selling courses. They're creating a YouTube channel. They're creating this large following. They say it day in and out. It doesn't stop. It's every single time they have a podcast. They're talking about how they have sick game, and game is the key, right? So you expect that these guys could naturally, within, because I've seen other pickup artists within a couple of minutes show something, show at least some tactics, some strategy. Right? I mean, I've seen it in front of my face. I've seen guys who claim like this is how you pick up women, and that they do something and they show it, right? Whether it's successful or unsuccessful, but they show something.
Right.
So these guys, I'm trying to get verification. I'm trying to get some evidence, some proof that they have any idea about what they claim works, and they don't. That's basically what I determined from that.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. So when you approached them about your refund, what did they say?
Well, it's like QB said. It wasn't so much. There were some other subs that approached them about that. I didn't approach them about that. I wanted them. I was basically like that. My mentality was this, right? Okay, you messed up. You failed, right? So now make it right. Show us one way or another how your lifestyle works, how game works, right? I gave them the opportunity to just try that, because that's what Myron promised he was going to do. He said, "Look, we're definitely gonna make this up to you guys. We're gonna show you. We're gonna help you with whatever you need. YouTube, IG, game, whatever, right?" He just kind of gave a lot of different options to like, look, we'll help you with whatever it is that you need. I said, okay, that's fine. As long as these men, if you represent the red pill, right? If you represent game, PUA, dating coaches, whatever, right? If you represent all these guys, if you represent men bettering themselves, high value men, then whatever you do to demonstrate evidence of that and actually get men on that path, I am happy with. My $500 would have went to that, because it definitely didn't go to a bullshit party, right? So,
yeah, I mean, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, I guess that's a good way to look at it, bro.
It's like I was looking at it as like a public good, like as a social good, right? Mm-hmm. You take my $500, but you're gonna make all these men get on the right path. But the problem was that they basically gave us about a half hour of attention between like a room of 10 guys. And that half hour attention was actually mostly focused on me, because I was trying to get that value. I was like, you gotta prove something to me. You gotta prove that you understand something about this. So basically by the end of that half hour, they were like, we gotta film a podcast. So everybody has to leave or go, do their whatever they got to do. And after the podcast, after they make their super chat money, after they just throw everybody to the side, maybe you can hang out with us like while we tread. I don't know what the hell they were doing, but I wasn't there for that because I thought that it was useless, right? Mm-hmm. And they said that they would follow up anyway, like anything that we needed after that point, they were willing to do. So this is the important thing. One of those guys followed up directly on that offer. He said, look, if you're going to help me out later on with whatever I need, then let me know. Right. Then Fresh got back to him and said, nah, actually, we already spent time with you guys after the party. So basically he was copping out of it. Right. Mm-hmm. So then he asked for a refund. He said, look, can you at least give me a partial refund? Because it seems like you're not going to help us with anything. You're not going to provide anything that we need. And he basically drilled it in. You know, we already spent time with you guys. We already hung out with you guys. That's how we said we're going to make it up. So that's when he started waking up, and he was like, oh, these guys are hustlers. They basically told us anything that we wanted to hear, right? So that they could keep the money. And the whole cycle with them is just sociopathic. It's just telling you what you want to hear constantly, right? That's what most of these dating coaches are like anyway, right? They're just telling women what they want to hear. They're telling men what they want to hear. They're telling everybody what they want to hear. They're not telling the truth to almost anybody. You know, so at that point is when we all started waking up. These guys, all they care about is a very sophisticated system of you getting to hear what you want to hear and staying in confirmation bias, never actually getting results.
Wow, that's amazing, man. That is amazing. QB Willie B, you want to ask anything, bro?
I mean, I pretty much know what went down from his stories previously, but I think he's learned rule number one: never trust a dating coach on YouTube. That's number one.
Rule number one.
You know, and now that he's experienced it from a quote unquote supposedly dating coach guru, he knows that, hey, all I got to do is to self-improve. The brother has passport. He's in Colombia. He's living life now. Like, that's in the past. And I'm happy he's moved on, because we need to have these type of experiences to know that, man, this life is real, man. This life is valid. You know, that passport life, man, it's endless prosperity, okay? Guys can have so many options. All right. And not deal with what you have to deal with here in the West, which is great. So I'm happy, you know, unfortunately, he had to go through that experience, but I'm happy he did. So now he knows how to move in the future.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Let me catch these super chats real quick and we'll get back to the show. I want to give a shout out to Briefcase Alex with $1.99 super chat. He says wins the conference in DR. It is Labor Day weekend, September 3rd to the 7th, man. Catch us down there, bro. Shout out to Foreign Strategy. Shout out to them guys. He says, we are in Brazil. We are in Rio right now for a while. The women are fit, feminine, and friendly. Would love to be on the show, showing support. Hey, I'm definitely going to get you guys on the show, man. I'm going to try to get you guys on the show before y'all leave Rio. Also, shout out to my guy, Citizen Lou, in the building with 10,000 Colombian pesos. Salute to you, Citizen Lou. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. We got to link up soon. Hold on, let me get the other one. Shout out to Lil King with the $5. I think that's a euro, bro. $5 euro. He says, thanks for showing me the light. BMT, great escape from the Matrix plan. RIP Charles Tyler. Love from the UK, bro. Hey, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. One love to you, brother. One love to you. So, yeah, man, that is a very amazing story. But I know, like, once you start traveling, is this your first time traveling, or you were traveling before you went to this party?
Oh, definitely traveled a lot before.
Okay. All right. So you kind of knew what was going on beforehand. Did you talk to anybody at the party and say, "Hey, man, there's some BS. Get your passports"? Did you kind of spread the word?
That's exactly what I did. I basically said, I mean, look, let me put it to you this way, right? So I had a choice. Clearly I made the wrong choice, right? But I had a choice between staying just even a couple of extra days. I was in Bogota, Colombia at the time. I had a choice between staying in Bogota, Colombia for a few extra days and going to a sex party with my girl
Mhm.
or going to, because I had to go back to the U.S. I had an emergency to take care of in the U.S. That's the reason why I even left, right? Or on my way back to the U.S., stop by this Fresh and Fit party.
Mhm.
Clearly, I made a huge mistake. I should have stayed for that sex party in Colombia.
Yeah. I think you would have got a little more bangs for your buck in Colombia, man.
Literally.
Yeah, man. But the good thing is it was a learning experience, man. You know, it is what it is. You out here now, so I'm sure you're enjoying yourself, man.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons. Look, I feel like a lot of the guys who were there, that they went into this like, I guess you would call like denial and coping, confirmation bias. No, it's just, sometimes things just go the wrong way, and these guys are really great and whatever, right? Just a whole bunch of cope, right? They didn't want to see the truth. For me, that was not the difficult part. The moment that I didn't get any verification that they could actually use game to get a bunch of girls there, I was on the hunt. I was on the hunt for answers, and I went to every single sub and told them this is bullshit. There's no way this is possible. If you're good with game, you cannot risk this type of problem, showing that you don't know what you're doing. So I made an emphasis to them, and I explained to them, look, this with a lot of the things that they're saying, mainly what QB said a little while back about not traveling. They say on their show multiple times, you got to have game in the U.S. before you travel abroad, otherwise get fleeced. I mean, that's just the stupidest thing. That's just the stupidest advice you could ever give anybody.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you just need to have common sense. If you have common sense, you can go abroad. Can you get fleeced? Of course, but you're not going to get fleeced $500 for a party. So he wants everybody to stay in the U.S. so that he can fleece them. He don't want them to get fleeced abroad because he can fleece them for more money. And you see, I see the same thing with Rollo Tomasi. I have to put him on blast for this, right? He'll talk about how he cares about men. He says, don't commit suicide, right? And, for a moment there, if you listen to him, you're like, well, this guy's good. He's telling men not to commit suicide and, to try to find the solution. But his solution isn't don't commit suicide, get a passport, and get out of the country and go, live nicely in Brazil. His solution, verbatim, I'm saying exactly what I heard him say probably not too long ago, a month ago, is don't commit suicide. Come to me for a consultation. So don't die yet. Don't kill yourself, and don't die yet, because you have money that I need.
Damn.
That is amazing.
You see the scamming? The scamming?
Yeah, man. That's amazing. Hey, I want to give a special shout out to Briefcase Alex once again with a $5 super chat. He said, shout out to QB Willie B for connecting me with the Mex on Instagram and WhatsApp. We'll be in TJ next month, first time. So shout out to you, QB Willie B. Shout out to you, bro.
Yeah, man, definitely. The information is to provide for you brothers so y'all can move a certain way. Well, I'll get into that more later on in the show, but yeah, definitely, big bro, looking out for him like everyone else.
Yeah, man, most definitely. It's funny, man, because it's just amazing to me personally how these guys have any type of following without being able to show any proof of them actually communicating with women. I can see if it's because you do got some guys that have a little dating coach service that they be out there. You see them interacting with women. It might be scripted, it might not. I'm not sure. I really don't follow that movement too much because I got a passport. But at least they're making the effort to try to communicate. At least show people, hey, I'm out here in these streets talking to these women. But these guys literally sit in their podcast show or their little studios and say, hey, I'm this, I'm that. I'm great with women. Follow me, buy my courses, and I can tell you this game so you can attract women. And that's really misleading a lot of guys, man, especially a lot of young guys, bro.
Right. And to add on that, now, you've seen the exposure with Fresh and Fit and a lot of these dating coaches. Eventually they're going to eat up each other. Wanting to fight over products and fight over that market. But now there's a solution with the travel game that when these brothers come across these videos and we talk about this, they know like, oh man, I can really do this over here. And yeah, they can avoid the whole living in the matrix and playing by the matrix rules when they can set their own rules in life and move the way that they want to move and get the positive results.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, man. Most definitely. Well, bros, you've been at it for a little minute, man. I appreciate you guys coming on. Any last statements you want to say? My guy, I start with you, Goose.
Sure. I support fully the travel strategy. You will learn so much more traveling than you will, listening to guys who have that type of focus. Like if they're trying to live the U.S. lifestyle and trying to succeed there, and that's what they're trying to teach. I mean, especially if you are single, you don't have children, or you don't have anything tying you down, and you have a passport, and you have USD or some sort of currency like that, Swiss francs, Canadian dollar, a pound, euro, right? Just period. If you have money, there is no reason whatsoever to put yourself through those types of struggles in the U.S. It's pointless.
Pointless. That's good point. Good point. QB Willie B. Any last statement, bro?
Again, never trust a dating coach on YouTube. Passport bros, we're big winning, bro. We can show the receipts, no problem. We're not trying to deceive men, con men. Here's useful information. Take advantage of this and know that you have better options with this lifestyle versus the whole pickup in the States. And even if you ain't got a learn game, it's still better and cheaper overseas picking up women. I'd rather go pop a bottle for $70 than $1,500 in Vegas, bro. And that's just keeping a big fact. So, but other than that, that's really it.
Exactly, man. That USD goes a long way overseas. I'm telling you, man. It really does. Well, fellas, I appreciate you guys coming on the show. We're going to definitely do this again sometime, man.
Okay. No doubt.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Peace. Salute.
All right.